There's a door at the edge of the cemetery that no one ever opens. Iron, carved with hands folded in prayer, locked beneath centuries of rust. If you press your ear against it, you can hear the faint sound of footsteps. Steady, deliberate, somewhere deep inside. When the caretaker found me waiting there, he said nothing at first. He just studied me with pale eyes that reflected the candlelight far too cleanly. He held a lantern made of glass so old it had gone green. Its flame was strangely steady and unmoving, as though the air itself was holding its breath. He said one thing: follow closely. The walls will remember the living. Then he turned his key, and the mausoleum welcomed us in. The first corridor feels simple enough. Clean stone, lined with brass nameplates, dulled by their great age. Each step lands softly, the sound absorbed by something felt but unseen. The air smells of dust, of lilies long turned to parchment. The caretaker's lantern throws long shadows, and for a moment it looks as though the walls breathe, a slow pulse running through the marble veins. He walks without hesitation, his back straight, his coat brushing the graves. Every soul has its place, he says, but the hall doesn't always agree with me. As he speaks, the corridor bends, not sharply, but gently, like a spine remembering how to bow. At first, we think you've looped back to the beginning. The same walls, the same air. But the plaques have changed. The names are older now. The brass has darkened to black. And the script isn't quite human anymore. The caretaker keeps walking. Don't look back, he murmurs. They haven't realized we're alive yet. The corridor opens into a circular chamber. The air grows colder, so cold that sound seems to slow. The walls here are lined with glass coffins, each one fogged from within. Shapes lie inside, faces blurred, hands folded. Their reflections flicker faintly in the lantern's glow. We preserve them, the caretaker says, until they forget what breathing was for. He brushes a gloved hand against one of the glass lids. It's warm. Inside, the figure exhales, a faint mist forming on the interior, then stillness. Sometimes, he continues, one remembers a song, or a scent, or a moment that refuses to stay buried. The air trembles. A faint hum begins, low, harmonic, almost beautiful. When that happens, I remind them where they belong. He taps the glass gently with his knuckle, and the sound travels down the corridor, echoing for far longer than it should. Then silence again. Perfect, deliberate silence. As we continue on, the path narrows, stone giving way to carved bone, and the lantern's flame begins to flicker yellow, then blue. The caretaker slows his pace. His shadow bends oddly, longer than his body, curling ahead of him like a leash. The walls here hum softly, a resonance that feels like someone's voice caught between speaking and recounting a memory. You'll notice it soon, he says quietly. The walls echo before we speak. They try to predict us. They want to make conversation. He turns to look at me. Don't answer them. You realize the echoes don't repeat your steps anymore. They move first, anticipating your movement by a half a second. It feels less like walking forward and more like following yourself. Somewhere, a door shuts, softly, finally. As we continue on, the plaques vanish. Only very shallow carvings remain, worn down to indecipherable scratches. Cobwebs shimmer with dew that glows faintly, casting thin halos on the walls. These are the ones even the dead have forgotten, the caretaker says. They have no mourners left to maintain their shape. He sets down his lantern. Its flame flickers once, twice, then burns steady again. We keep them safe too. Forgetting doesn't mean abandoning. It just means rest. He kneels before one of the nameless alcoves. There's no coffin, only a hollow in the wall filled with dust and cloth. He whispers something low beneath his breath, a word you don't recognize. The air moves just slightly, a sigh escaping from centuries of sleep. When he stands again, his expression is unreadable. You'll notice, he says softly, the deeper we go, the younger the walls become. It doesn't make sense, but when you look, you see it. Newer stone beneath your feet, fresher carvings ahead. The mausoleum isn't decaying inward. It's growing backward. The corridor widens into an immense chamber, dozens of candles floating in the air before you, their flames swaying in a rhythm that matches your pulse. At the far end, a massive iron door, seamless, almost perfect, engraved with a single symbol. A circle within a circle, endlessly spiraling inward. The caretaker stops before it. This is where my work begins. He sets the lantern on the ground. The flame expands, a sphere of soft light illuminating the walls, revealing hundreds of alcoves stacked high, each containing urns, bones, and carved stones humming faintly with a pale light. Every whisper you heard belongs here, he says. Every restless breath, every echo, every memory that has tried to leave. He turns to you, his voice almost kind. We don't keep them to imprison them. We keep them so the world above can stay quiet long enough to sleep, to dream. Then he opens the great iron door. Beyond it, darkness. But there's life, movement. You can feel it. An endless sea of faint voices pressed together like the hum of an ocean trapped within the stone. They know you're here now, the caretaker murmurs. Best we finish your tour before they remember your name. He closes the door slowly. The hum fades to a low vibration you can feel in your teeth. Follow me closely. The way out isn't the same as the way in. You walk for what feels like hours. The corridors twist, then straighten, then twist again, until the walls begin to smooth, until names return to their plaques, until marble slowly replaces the bone of the corridors around you. Finally, a light ahead. You step into air that tastes like rain, into the quiet night above the cemetery. The caretaker stands beside the gate again, his lantern burning lower now, almost out. You made it back, he says. That's not always the case. You ask him what happens to those who lose their way. He smiles faintly. They become caretakers. The mausoleum always needs someone to remember where the door is. He locks the gate behind you, turns, and vanishes into the dark corridor beyond. If, like me, you ever pass that cemetery gate and hear footsteps echoing beneath your own, keep walking. Don't open the door. The caretaker is still there, and the walls are listening.